Live from Montreal in Canada is Mouin Rabbani, a co-editor of the online publication Jadaliyya and also Non-Resident Fellow at the Center for Conflict and Humanitarian Studies. Very good to see you, Mouin. So what do you make of these promises from this Board of Peace today about Gaza?
A lot of big words. This was essentially a big, shiny object held to celebrate Donald Trump, or rather for him to celebrate himself, even as he fell asleep during the proceedings. As your correspondent and others at this program have noted, there are a lot of big promises, absolutely no details. And I think this needs to be seen in the broader context of seeking to transform the question of Palestine from a fundamentally political question about national self-determination into a humanitarian crisis, which can be resolved by throwing food, tents, and re-education camps at the victims of Israeli genocide. We're talking about the second phase of the Trump initiative now. Well, look at what's happened with the first phase. The genocide continues. There is no ceasefire. The siege continues. There are still urgent humanitarian needs. The West Bank is being gobbled up by accelerating annexationist measures. And these people who met in Washington today kind of tried to hide the sun with their finger and pretend none of this is happening. And to add insult to injury, Israel has been invited to become a founding member of the Board of Peace. As someone else noted, it's a bit like inviting Jeffrey Epstein to join the board of Save the Children and would tell you everything you need to know about such an organization.
Indeed. And also those Israeli troops, they are still there in Gaza. They
Yes.
haven't pulled out, as was actually stated in Trump's 20-point peace plan. Does it appear that Trump is now sort of backing away from this part of his peace plan and just focusing on this as a real estate deal?
Not even. I mean, I don't think he's backing away, nor do I think he's seeing this as a real estate deal. I think he's seeing this as an initiative that allows him to bring these this collection of international leaders and statesmen to come and express their adulation of him, to celebrate him, and to tell him what a phenomenal world historical figure he is. I think for him, that's the purpose. Others involved in this initiative, of course, have a whole set of different priorities, many of them contradictory. You have people like Jared Kushner and Tony Blair, whose primary objective is probably to make as large a buck as quickly as possible. Then you have others who have agendas more related to the Gaza Strip and the question of Palestine. But I think overall, unless the key political questions are put on the table, an Israeli withdrawal from the Gaza Strip, an Israeli withdrawal from the West Bank, respect for key international resolutions concerning the question of Palestine and Palestinian self-determination, this is all just hot air. And for Israel, this serves its purpose to the extent that it allows the status quo to continue indefinitely.
But even if it is hot air, even if this is about sort of propping up Donald Trump's ego, is it better than nothing, though? I mean, the fact that the bulk of those Israeli strikes have at least died down for now.
Well, it's true, but you can also make the argument that it's worse than nothing because, again, it is seeking to replace the corpus of international resolutions that specify Palestinian national rights and clearly earmark Israel as the illegal aggressor and so forth, with a completely different paradigm in which might makes right. Now, it's true that at least for the past few months, Palestinians are dying in single or double digits rather than triple digits on a daily basis. But even that can change on a dime between today and tomorrow. So I think, again, the key issue is to look at the broader framework. What is this entire initiative seeking to achieve, or rather what it is seeking to prevent in order to properly understand where we are?
All right, Mouin Rabbani, always good to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.